per occurrence. 6. We do not recognise or consent to any perceived obligation, whether statutory or otherwise, to register the births of our children under any circumstances whatsoever. 7. As trustees of the aforementioned private trust, we affirm jointly and without division that we refuse to grant our consent and or authorisation of the registrar or any other individual, organisation or legal entity to register information pertaining to the birth of our children under any circumstances whatsoever. And then it's just the declaration and both our autographs and the seal. So, now, what would you imagine happened after we sent that? There's no title on it, but it should be called, now look here! Dear Mrs. Title she doesn't recognise, I have written to you on a number of occasions regarding the registration of the birth of your daughter. Well, that's 30 grand for a start. She was born on the 11th of June 2010 at the place of birth. Well, there's another 30 grand. I have no alternative but to report your failure to register the birth to the Registrar General. That's the Chief Registrar of the entire Crown jurisdiction here. I have been instructed by him to send you a further requisition which is duly enclosed, to send a repeat of the one I've just read. I note the responses from me, however, and I must emphasise that in accordance with the law, the primary responsibility for the registration of birth lies with the mother of the child, and failure to do so will lead to prosecution. Threatening my wife, trying to get to her, you know, trying to say, well, no, he's going to get you into trouble. Please contact this office immediately with a view to make a convenient appointment. Telephone number is blah blah blah. I urge you to respond in a positive manner to this request, as your daughter will face considerable difficulties in the future if she does not have a birth certificate. I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Signed by the registration officer. So, I wrote. Well, I was ready with a conditional acceptance. And the terms of this conditional acceptance would basically prove that we weren't granted the things that we were granted, that we acknowledge in the declaration that I just read you, prove that there's a benefit in registering for our daughter, and prove that we have consented to the statutory authority that you claim over us. And of course they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Now, I also pointed out to them that in the unlikely event that we were found guilty of giving them the information that they are requisitioning from us, they would be liable for the charges that had already been levied. But if we were found guilty by a competent court, we would be more than happy to pay the fine of £2 per occurrence. They didn't write back after that.
I was raised to respect authority